Alright. Hey dudes and dudettes. Paul Acevedo of Windows Central here. I'm joined on the mic by Adam and Tyler.
Hello.
Yay! There they are. We're going to play some Tachyon Project for Xbox One. It's also available on Steam and PlayStation 4.
Very cool.
Yeah, it looks like I've unlocked some new weapons. Tyler, can you tell me about the weapon unlocking system?
Yeah, it's almost like a loadout type system where you unlock weapons and then you kind of can use them in your, in the next level or whatever, but you kind of pick a loadout. So you can have, I think, one main weapon, two different secondary weapons, and then like two different passive perks or something like that.
Interesting. I guess I'm just going to go with the default for this level, and then maybe next level we'll switch it up a little bit. A teleprompter, that's not a bad idea, Darker Player. Ooh. Vortices. So, this game does have a story, and I enjoy the story content, but you'll see a lot of text popping up kind of at the bottom of the screen while you're flying around shooting. A lot different from some of these games. What do you think of the story, Tyler?
Well, I'll preface it by saying I'm not the biggest fan of stories, especially in like maybe smaller indie games that maybe they feel a bit out of place, but it didn't do a whole lot for me personally.
I think it's nice for it to be there because it's just unusual for a game of this exact genre to have that.
It is. I mean, you compare it to like Geometry Wars, which like it's just an arcade game basically. There's no narrative of anyone in any way.
I find the enemy spawning it feels a little bit too random to me, or I don't know, like you're not protected from where they spawn, so you.
Yep.
Dang it! See, look at this.
This is my biggest critique of the game is that, like, I guessed that more than half the time I actually took damage was because I got hit by an enemy that had just spawned in, and they just spawned into where I was going to.
Yeah, a little bit unfair. I know they did release a patch that smoothed out the difficulty a little bit, although when you played it on PlayStation 4 it was surely already patched like that. Or it would reflect that content, is what I mean. Because it came out on Xbox One before PS4.
That is right. I was thinking it came out on PS4 first, but you're right, it was an Xbox One release before PS4.
Just finished. You have these different waves as part of a level with different objectives. Keeps it fresh, I believe. Adam, you don't seem to have much to say about twin-stick shooters. I thought you liked this kind of game.
I mean, I do. But you don't like any good twin-stick shooters. That's a problem.
I mean, they can't all be Renegade Ops.
Say,
They can't.
why don't we have a Renegade Ops stream? Why don't you stream Renegade Ops?
Why don't you stream
Yeah, why
Renegade
don't
Ops?
you?
Why don't you stream Renegade Ops, Tyler?
Achievement.
I don't want to.
I can't stream Renegade Ops because it's not third-person survival horror.
I forgot about that. Your stream has an official theme.
A real official team, or are we joking?
We're not joking, but we're
No,
not. I mean, we're not totally serious, but we're not very far from the truth.
Yeah, Adam.
He played Asura's Wrath. That's only third-person action.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna play Bioshock. That's first-person. And then I'm definitely gonna try to look for a second-person game, like a final.
That'd be cool. You should play those.
Second person when maybe like somebody else plays for you or something? Is that second person?
That'd be me. You'd have to watch me, I think.
Watch you instead of the screen? Instead of the game screen?
Yeah. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be it? Because I'm the second.
No, I mean, second person isn't really a thing, you know? It's not like you ever read a book in second person. Maybe somebody who remembers more about that stuff can tell us. I mean, I studied stories and stuff in college, but I don't think we touched on that kind of stuff very much.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's really a thing. I don't know.
There was some kind of book, Ulysses, I think was the name of the book, Has anyone ever heard of it? Where it was written, I think it's written in stream of consciousness or something.
Isn't that by James Joyce?
Sounds about right. Yeah, didn't have to read
I
that, but
don't know
heard
much
about it. Maybe I dodged a bullet, I don't know. There was a book that we had to read that I really didn't want to read, and I actually only read like half of it, which is bad. That's why I only got an A- in that class. But it was House of Mirth. There's a movie of it with Gillian Anderson, actually, I think. But I don't know if anybody had to suffer through House of Mirth. I found it pretty insufferable.
In high school.
Avoid of it.
What'd you have to read in high school?
Next.
In high school, I'd read the cliff notes of books sometimes.
That's what I should have done for Tale of Two Cities.
In high school, I
read.
I got a B on a book report once where I read the back of the book, like the back cover, and then the like the forward. And
Oh
I got
my
a B.
gosh. I can't believe you did that. Why didn't you read the actual book?
Nope. I totally made it up, and it was right.
Were you just really busy, or you didn't like the book, or what was the deal?
Oh, I just didn't want to do it.
It's funny for, like, I mean, I never had a problem doing homework in high school. Like, I would do all my math and stuff like that, but reading was the one thing that I couldn't get excited about. And I guess it's still true. I'm not much of a reader, unfortunately.
That's too bad. Something stuck with me one time. I used to hang out with a bunch of smart kids. So I was kind of a nerd, you could say. And snakes are really interesting. Anyway, they once observed about this other guy. They were like, well, he's actually pretty smart, it's just that he doesn't read enough. And I think what he meant by that is that he saw the intellectual potential, but that maybe he feels like reading is required to unlock it. I don't know. Reading does make you smarter.
Yeah, it does. And it builds your vocabulary and stuff, for sure.
What about you, Adam? What is your position on reading overall? Adam's not even much fond of speaking.
We lost Adam. Yeah, he's not even...
Sorry, I stepped away. What was the question?
What's your position on reading overall?
My position on reading. Reading is cool, but I don't do it because I'm not cool.
I still do.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
I watch TV and movies and play video games.
Yep, I wait till they make a movie out of the book, and then I watch it, and I'm like, well, now I can judge the book.
Yep.
Beat the level.
I read Clockwork Orange after I saw the movie, because I liked the movie a lot.
Nice. Yeah, there's a few movies. There's an old movie called Toy Soldiers, actually. It came out in 1990, I believe, or I don't know, the early 90s. Toy Soldiers, starring Sean Astin and a few other people. Will Wheaton, he was in it.
I remember that. I remember that
Pretty
movie.
fun movie, and it's based on a book. I've always kind of wanted to go back and read the book.
Icky asks if there's bombs in this game.
Yeah,
I think there is.
Maybe I have to equip it. It says I have new weapons, so it's...
Yeah, they're like secondary weapons. Like there's a like freeze bomb or something like that. A few different types of things like that. I think there's a turret, some stuff like that.
Oh yeah, freeze bomb, you're right. Let's try that one. Push A on it. I mean, how do I actually pick it? Wait, oh, I can't pick it because I haven't beaten level 3 yet. Wasn't that just level 3 I beat? No.
I think there was 2.
That's a problem. I haven't unlocked anything cool yet.
Yeah.
And perk. Oh, you can pick a perk. Increased health, speed, shooting frequency. Shooting frequency, that's pretty good. Ricochet bullets. Have to unlock. This one, you have to achieve a certain score in a level to unlock. So you have these extra objectives. It'd be kind of nice if it told you the extra objective when you get to the level instead of having to look it up on the weapon screen. But, I mean, at least they have some stuff like that. Paul, is there any alternate attack? Oh, the same question you just said. Yeah, we'll go with...
Yep.
Higher shooting free... Wait, no, I haven't unlocked it. Why am I even looking at anything when I haven't unlocked anything? Let's just soldier on.
Yeah, most of it is soft. At least until about halfway through, like you'll get like one thing per time.
One thing I'd like to point out about reading, I might have mentioned it before, but one of my favorite things I've ever read is A Modest Proposal by Jonathan Swift. I find it very touching. It's a work of satire, but it's very, very touching, and it has survived for hundreds of years. And I wish more people would read it, because it's only like 10 pages long.
Oh, that's
Yeah, but I mean, I just know I can sing its praises all day, but if, I don't know, people seem to take a binary position on reading. Like, no, not gonna read. But it's public domain too, so it's very easy to find online.
I certainly don't have anything against reading per se. I think it just never comes up to me like that's what I want to do with my free time, you know? When I have free time, I go through my options, and it's so low on the list of options of what I do that it never
I like
comes
to
up.
do it on planes especially.
That's nice.
Yeah, because now, I mean, you can bring, for instance, if you own a Vita, and I know we both do, Vita's a very good plane option as well. But there used to be that you had to turn off your stuff during a certain portion of the flight, and that's kind of what encouraged me just to get physical books and read them at that time. Because you don't have to turn those off. You don't have to put them in airplane mode. You could try.
Yeah, I mean, you can... not gonna work.
And also lately it's been my habit to read before bed as well. I guess when I'm sleepy than video games, usually I kind of feel like I just don't have the energy for them.
Yeah, it's funny to say that. Like, oh, I'm too tired. I can't play video games, you know. But it's true. Like, you feel like that. It's a very interactive medium.
They want you to use your reflexes.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something about this particular video game. Is this a level progression video game? You're going from level to level and you're trying to get further into the game, or is it...
Yeah, there's levels.
Yeah, like these kind of games. I have a real like. If it's not a like kind of a score-based, wave-based thing,
There are waves.
I don't know. It's not as
There are
interesting to me.
scores.
Yeah, I know, but if there's some sort of like weird like story mode where you go through all the different levels and stuff, I think that's weird for this kind of game.
But Adam,
It's
Renegade Ops has levels.
good.
And Renegade Ops is also good.
This is good too, huh? Having fun.
Yeah, no. It's
No, what I mean
like
though is this is like an arena, right? This is just like a box. You're in a
It
box.
is arena based, yes.
I don't know. I guess, yeah. I guess I'm so. I guess
play
Geometry Wars
so many times.
really formed my opinion on how like these arena twin stick shooters should be.
I would have maybe liked to see more emphasis on like the scoring in this game. Like in Geometry Wars 3, there's levels, it's level based, but you can only unlock levels by getting stars in the previous levels, which are based on score. So you do have to replay levels and try and get better to a certain extent. There's actually none of that here. The only
Like,
thing
I mean,
the score affects is some of the unlocks for the upgrades.
Yeah, Renegade Ops is 4-player.
Yeah. If this is just like survive until the end, then that's just like it's less interesting to me.
You have specific objectives, like you have to kill a certain number of this enemy, or you have to survive for 30 seconds. There's just different objectives for every wave. So, I don't know, I think they do a good job of keeping it fresh. But obviously you are stuck in an arena. One thing they've done for this level is that it's dark. And it's only light around me. Getting kind of hectic. But there is also a challenge mode separately from this, and challenge mode does support local multiplayer. So don't think there's no multiplayer, just not in the story mode itself. Oh, in that game we were talking about, Stickfold also supports 2-player co-op in the story mode. What about Renegade Ops?
I was just gonna icky ass if it's 4-player. It is in fact 4 players. Yeah. Achievements are for losers.
I gotta have
Nope.
goals.
Chase my mind. I'm back all the way on the other side now.
Yeah, I can't see. I'm surprised you ever were even into achievements. You don't seem like
It's just because he's being obsessive compulsive.
Yeah, that's what it is. Although I like achievements when when I really like a game, like Bioshock or Resident Evil or any of those games. Like they are fun if I'm gonna be just obsessively playing through these games over and over again. Like they are fun little objectives and little things to get and all that kind of stuff. Like I do enjoy it, but when it affects the way I play a game for the first time, that really bothers me. And there was times I would like start a game, look at the achievement list, and like, oh, I'm not even gonna start this. Like that's so dumb.
Yeah.
What a stupid thing.
But that's
super dumb. And that
that's not the
no, that's my fault. But like I had to get over that. Like you have to get like that. Like to do that is just, it's asinine, and I'm just.
I think you have to remember the video games are for fun first, even if you're into the achievements and trophies and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like, you're not playing for the achievements and trophies. You're playing to have fun, and the achievements and trophies can help boost that fun.
Be on top of it.
Yeah, I never look at a guide for a game until like I've completed it. I'm close to beating it. Like I don't.
It's not just guides though. Like I mean, Paul's main criticism about Renegade Ops is the
I want to
stupid
be able to get
achievements.
some achievements. I don't want to just say no, you can't have achievements. That is what sours me on it.
But see,
I still like getting achievements too. It's annoying when co-op games don't allow.
Yeah, might as well be
everyone,
playing a Wii game or something.
Oh, I mean, but see, right there's a problem. There's a problem. You'd probably if you had to rate that game, you would probably rate it lower simply because you can't get there's hardly
because they didn't think about their multiplayer well enough.
But that's not even part of the game. It's like an auxiliary part of the game. It's like the credits. It's like giving a bad rating to the credits.
I don't know about that. Darker Player says
it is.
Bioshock collection, that's real. It's not just a rumor. It hasn't been officially announced, but there's so much evidence out there.
Sounds like it's gonna happen for sure, yeah.
Still locked.
Which is good. Because the Bioshock games are cool.
Okay, but I have unlocked freezing bombs, so we'll see what they're like.
There you go. They're good. I like them.
Congrats to the winners. Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, Adam. Get pretty hard.
You didn't cut me off. I was done. I was done ranting.
You say so.
So I heard that Adam beat Resident Evil 4 for the first time.
First time ever, huh?
It's not for the first time.
Wait, there are a lot of enemies in this level. I've got my rate of fire up and everything, and I'm still having a hard time managing them. Freeze bomb. Try that.
It's freeze bomb.
It just blew everything up.
Freeze bomb gets you out of.
I just want to point out little fires.
Use the regular bomb.
Did I not equip it?
You have. It looks like you have one freeze bomb and one regular bomb. You have two. One for like each shoulder
Did
button.
they kill over time?
Yeah.
Do one.
They're actually pretty generous.
All the enemies don't even look frozen when you freeze them. They just stop moving.
They don't turn like
Yeah,
light
I mean
blue
the
or
obvious
anything.
thing to do would have been to add a blue effect. So that's
Oh no, you're right. They didn't.
a little bit of extra effort.
I just want to point out. Listen, I want to point out Little Friar's incorrect opinion about Bioshock 2. That is not a bad game. It's a good game.
Bioshock 2 is an excellent game.
Even though it has multiplayer? And
Well,
nobody could play with each other?
Multiplayer doesn't.
Anybody who says Bioshock 2 is a bad game is just mimicking what other people have said. They haven't actually played
That
it.
might be true.
Bioshock is great. I like it more than Infinite.
Little Fire is very particular about what he likes and doesn't. He's got some outlier opinions in there.
I would guess on the new console port, they'll get rid of the multiplayer on Bioshock 2.
Think they'll just leave it out?
I mean, you think they'll put
Nah,
certain stuff?
I doubt.
I say leave it out. People didn't like it. So
No, I think that.
I doubt it. Yeah, I actually played quite a bit of the multiplayer. I like it.
But remember what people really didn't like about it was if you were to buy the Minerva's Den DLC, then you wouldn't ever get to play it because it didn't mix it in with matchmaking or something. There's some issue like that.
Well,
Minerva,
Minerva- Minerva's Den was Minerva's Den was single player DLC, but there was a map pack. The only problem with the map pack was, yeah, you had to, you'd only get the maps if everyone that you got matched with
Yeah,
had
that's
the
so
maps.
unrealistic.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
so, like,
a separate. It wasn't a
splitting up
separate
the-
hopper.
And they never
Yeah.
fixed it.
It wasn't a separate. It was no. It wasn't a separate. Like a separate lobby or anything. It just went into a rank match, and then if everyone, like all, I think it was 4-on-4 or 5-on-5, I can't remember. If everyone in that lobby had that map pack, then you could randomly get one of those maps. So it was tough to see them.
Thank you for noticing, Famcorp. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's just like with the Renegade Ops thing. That makes me pretty upset, actually, because here you are trying to sell multiplayer maps to people, and then you're not even going to put in the minimal amount of effort to update the game so that people can actually play with each other on those maps. They just really never fixed it. It was always a problem. So I don't like that lack of TLC.
I dislike him. I dislike in multiplayer games. It's like, like something like Battlefield or Call of Duty. Maybe they can do it because they're so popular. But if you are a second-tier multiplayer game and you start splitting your player base 2 or 3 times because of map packs and this and that, like that's the kiss of death.
You have to keep the players together. And I know you've been playing WWE 2K16 recently, which is a fine.
It's crap.
I think it's a fine game, but the online
crap.
multiplayer is kind of dumb in that they have, like, I don't know, 8 or 10
Garbage.
different matchmaking modes, and so nobody obviously ever is going to do anything with the main mode. So I don't like anybody.
And you can
Why are you
map.
playing it?
You
I
can.
like it.
I'm an idiot.
It's good. It's not great, but it's
bad.
okay.
Nope,
It
it's not
lets you do a lot
good.
of neat things.
It's a poor. It's a poor game.
I don't know why you feel that way. The story mode is great.
One,
You can learn all
one thing
this
that's interesting
stuff
about this
from
game that
Yeah?
you play is you don't actually have help. You just have that
Oh, is
timer.
what it is?
So when you get hit, like you lose time.
I did not know that. Yeah, but I mean, you didn't enjoy the Stone Cold Steve Austin story mode in that game?
I've never even
Well,
played
you
it.
should. It's the best part of it.
I won't. I don't like it.
But I mean, dang, I died. It really is a good way to learn about Steve Austin, and
I know all
I
about
know,
Steve
but
Austin.
that's-
I don't need to
me,
play
that's the
video
best part of the
games.
game is going through the history of the wrestler and living all, having all those moments. Where
But I've already seen all those matches. I know everything
That's
that
fine.
happened.
It's cool getting to
I'm a wrestling.
experience that.
It's.
Maybe we know
Yeah,
what
it
World
doesn't
War
appeal
II is like. It
at
doesn't
all.
mean people don't want to play World War II video games.
It doesn't appeal to me at all.
So I looked up what we were talking about wrestling, Adam, the other day, and there were a few instances of where you should watch the Divas matches.
Oh, yeah, I didn't want to talk about it because we were in Brian's stream, but yeah, there are some slips. Or did you?
Yeah,
mean
but I mean,
you should watch them because they're actually good matches. Tyler. Okay.
no. If you want to watch, hey, listen. If you want, here's a tip. You want to see good women wrestling? You can search on YouTube. Search Arsion, Arsion.
What the heck is that?
Search that. Just
Tell us
search it
what it is.
someday when you're not busy. When you think, hey, this is women wrestling isn't so bad. It's not sloppy and boring and crappy.
I don't know if I ever think that in particular.
Yep. It's awful. It's slow. It's plotting. It's like 3 minutes that I could have better spent
You're
evacuating
not
my
even
bowels.
crazy about regular wrestling.
Adam is just like not liking
Yeah,
anything
you're-
today except
God,
for Renegade
Captain
Ops.
Negativity.
I mean, believe me, I've seen a lot of wrestling, and I kind of hate it, and I kind of like it at the same time.
to watch UFC.
This is too hard. Oh, but I finished the wave at least. Thank goodness.
Yeah, but I think it checkpoints between waves too,
I
so
hope so.
it's pretty forgiving. Not a whole lot of punishment with it. You shouldn't be using your bombs like back and forth all the time.
Do they charge up that quickly?
I mean, not all the time, but like, get in the habit of figuring out when they start charging up and stuff, and then just use one, and then use the other, and then the first one will be almost ready to be charged in a few seconds, and then, yeah, it makes it much simpler.
That is wise.
Yep. Pammy Corpse has it right. Talking about playing Bioshock 2. Bioshock 2, listen, Bioshock, I'm going to tell you something about Bioshock 1. Bioshock 1, the narrative is a little strong. Hold on a second. 1 second, please.
He's right in the middle of his
Let
own
me tell you
thought.
something about. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. I'll tell you something about background music on Xbox One, and that's that I thought they said it was going to come
Yeah,
with it.
I've heard that as well. That might be good for this
Okay, what was
particular
I-
game. I'm not sure what I think of the music. It's maybe a little repetitive.
What was I talking about?
Bioshock 2. Something about the narrative of
Bioshock 2.
Bioshock 1.
In every way, mechanically, it improves on the first Bioshock.
Achievement.
So there's some story elements and some cool stuff that, even in a way, like it only really even suffers because it's already been done. Like it still has cool moments and things like that. It just happens to be that Bioshock has already been done. But Bioshock 2 is an excellent game. It does not get enough credit. Everyone's like, oh, Bioshock 2, Bioshock 2. You know what? Grow up. It's fine. It's a great game.
Is it because the first one has a better story and maybe that's all that people really appreciate about it?
I think the first one's the story, and the first one is a little more interesting. The Bioshock 2 is a little more like, hey, it's more Bioshock, which is fine. It's cool. Like in that way, Bioshock 1 is a little more interesting. Yeah. And of course, it was your first time, like the first time you go down and rapture them, the first time you take the biosphere down, and you see that big whale go by in the underwater sea. That's awesome, and you can't replicate that because you've already been there. So Bioshock 2 is not. It suffers because it's the second game, but mechanically, it's improved. Visually, it's improved. And it's a really, really good game. And that DLC what's his name was talking about that I can't remember now because I'm not going to scroll up the text is really good. So anybody who says Bioshock 2 is a bad game has an incorrect opinion, and that's my correct opinion.
Well, I see you feel very strongly about it. How do you feel about the newest one?
But tell me what to do, Swizzers.
Yeah, well, I mean, Swizzlers is right, but what do you think about the last Bioshock, the third one?
I loved it.
I don't like how they
Yep.
what they did with the guns, and then in the third one they made it more like a.
What I didn't like was the
shooter.
DLC.
The first, I didn't love the DLC. I mean, it was alright. But
I didn't like.
That's a fair point, Swizzlers.
I like the way Bioshock Infinite ends. And I do not like the way that they sort of like the DLC kind of says, "Oh, forget all that. Here's the story." You know what I mean? Like it's. I like the way the Bioshock 1 ends, and the DLC really just kind of muddles, makes things kind of less impactful. In a way, I wish it never came out because I wish Bioshock ended the way Bioshock Infinite ended.
On Bioshock 2, did you play with the little blackout on the corners to make it like you were looking through the Big Daddy circle?
Can you turn it off? Is that an option?
Yeah, you can shut it off.
Okay, I don't remember actually.
Yeah, I'll shut it off right away.
You shut it off? Yeah, you didn't like it?
No, I just want to see the whole screen, you know?
No, I get you. I could totally see that as a I could totally see that. I'm not against that.
Okay, real quick, HH
Good,
Tactics
I'm glad.
says that ODST has the best version of Firefight in Halo. I agree with that. Firefight was really good in that. Dr. Mindbender asks whether or not I'm drinking beer tonight. The answer is no, I am not. I do have some beer, but I was saving it for WrestleMania 32 tomorrow. Standard.
Oh yeah. Undertaker's gonna lose.
They wouldn't do that, would they? Would they have him lose to Shane McMahon?
I mean, they had him lose to Brock Lesnar 2 years ago.
Dude, I didn't earn enough points in level 4 to unlock higher shooting frequency? That is weak.
I didn't know Shane McMahon is back. Shane McMahon's awesome.
Yeah, that was a pretty good... When he came back, I understand it was a pretty good reveal.
Oh, good. Yeah, Shane's awesome.
Is there a date on Warzone Firefight? Does anyone know that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't played Halo 5 lately. It's been quite a while. I would like to go back to it. The problem is that I just already know I'm no good at it. And that's a little bit frustrating. Because I used to be better than average in Halo 2. And, you know, okay at Halo 3. And then obviously just getting older and not playing those games very much anymore. My skills have deteriorated. And it's frustrating. It's the bad thing about it. My suggestion is not to do it.
See this guy named Guys Are Funny? He knows what he's talking about. That guy's a real upstanding citizen, that guy.
I think you guys put too much thought into video game stories.
Or we could say, contrary-wise, that you don't put enough thought into it. And what if that's it? Tyler, you just don't appreciate it.
I want to play the game. I want to shoot somebody in the face.
Yeah, but you can do both.
The other thing about Bioshock is, in my opinion, IMO on the internet. That game is best played on hard.
I think every game is best played on hard.
No, not every game. Not every game is best played on hard, because a lot of games just all they do is just like, oh, now everyone just takes more hits and you take more damage, which is not as interesting. But Bioshock really on hard forces you to use all of your plasmids, all your abilities. It really makes you think about the battle. Like the fights with the big daddies are serious business. So it really makes you consider all of everything at your disposal, like all the environment, everything like that. It's a big difference, and in my opinion, it's a much better game on hard and without the stupid regenerating tube things.
Those tubes don't even matter, because can't you like save anywhere you want anyway?
You can save anywhere you want anyway, but the tubes are even worse because you regenerate, but the enemies have not regenerated their health. So you can basically just sort of run into them. You could, if you wanted to. Run into the guy, hit him with your wrench a couple times, die, regenerate, run into him, hit him with your wrench a couple times, die. Do that 100 times and win.
Yeah, I didn't.
Like you know what I mean? So
very much, but I didn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they eventually patched an option into Bioshock to turn them off.
Yeah, I saw that. Alejandro and
Yeah,
Brian
that was a real. Those things are a real bummer. I think they really.
They mentioned that they both recorded an Oculus Rift.
Wow.
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, I'm still behind on my computer upgrading project. Like, I'm just not at the point where I have the time to try to build a computer or something.
I can't even get Twitch alerts working. I'm so upset.
I owe Corsair a review on their Corsair Void headset. Void's around headset, that's it. And the thing is, I used it with PC one time and it seemed okay. Like, the mic seems to be better than the regular Void headset, which we reviewed and found the mic is terrible. But I think the mic is better. However, I used the headset with my Xbox One once, and it, like, nobody could hear me. And I just need to test it again and figure out, well, does it really just not work with the Xbox One right, even though it's the right size of headset? You know what I'm saying? 3.5 millimeter. So, but anyway, before I do that, I actually can't ask Corsair for anything else because I owe them something, you know? motherboard that I want to build the computer around. It's a Corsair motherboard, power supply, case combo. So yeah, I really should get on that, shouldn't I? But next week I have to review the Razer Blade itself, which I'm well behind on.
People are recommending you talk louder because of the game's audio.
I thought we solved that issue.
Like, well, I think it's because like when it gets super hectic, and I recall having a similar issue on my stream. But like when it gets hectic with a lot of the sound effects, I think it just drowns you out.
Well, after this level, remind me and I'll go turn the in-game sound down.
Okay. Shut it off.
Turn the whole game off.
You did that too, but no, I was just muting the sound. No, I like this game. It's not terribly long. And I wish like the arenas had a little bit more variation to them. Like they're all just a square arena. I'm a bit spoiled when it comes. Like if you've played Geometry Wars 3 before this, it unfortunately can't compare. You know, Geometry Wars 3 is like an excellent
it has
game.
way more budget.
Right, exactly. This is like a little, you know, a mini version. Like if you played Geometry Wars 3 and are itching for another twin-stick shooter, I mean that's good. The controls are good. Really the only big issue with the actual gameplay is the spawning enemies that sometimes spawn in right on you. Besides that, the gameplay is good. You move well. You know, there's a good level of difficulty without it being too overwhelming. You know, there's upgrades and stuff like that.
We finished all those clues.
Paul was audible when Bioshock was being discussed, and he's quiet now. Yeah. The thing is, Paul wasn't talking when Bioshock was being discussed, so that's why.
I mean, I do have to remind you guys, you have to pause and give me opportunities to say things and to interact with the audience here and there. Whenever we have both of you guys here, sometimes it goes on too long. Tangents.
Yeah.
Guys, just give me a second. I gotta ban the fire.
Oh no. But no. Besides that, I plain haven't played any Bioshock, so I don't have any solid opinions about them.
You haven't played any of the
Unfortunately, no. Even though I own 1 and 2 on Xbox 360.
Hey, well, when I stream them, Paul, tune in.
I'm gonna send an email to Windows Central to ask them to take you off of games.
Yeah, it's just, you know, first-person games, they're never going to be the main kind of game I seek out, but I do play some of them, and then I just...
Yeah, I actually don't first-person games much either. I like Borderlands and Bioshock. And Mirror's Edge.
You know, if you're watching us live, we are going to be playing a different first-person game later tonight, and it's a totally different kind of first-person game, so it's not even the same thing at all.
It's a first-person dungeon crawler?
Yeah, and it's... In the old days, that kind of game, they did it they faked it, you know, like the graphics weren't truly scaling in 3D, they were just like different frames of the ground were drawn and it would alternate between them to create the movement. Does that make sense? Anyway.
Yeah, what game is this?
We'll be playing Stranger in Sword City. You know, I did send you the article link.
We're playing what?
Hang it out.
Huh? You're breaking up.
Really?
I could hear.
Yeah.
It's called Strangers of Sword
Stranger
City.
in Sword City.
Stranger in Sword
All
City.
right,
Yeah, it's a game in the style of Might and Magic or Wizardry. And
Oh, okay.
there's a few games like that on
Boring.
the DS and 3DS as well. I forget what that series is called, but there's kind of a long-running series on Nintendo DS platforms. Atlas releases them. I just can't remember the name of them. There we go. I do tend to forget about my bombs. I think if the bombs looked
There
cool
you go,
when I
you
used them, I would be more likely to use them. You know, like how the freeze bomb doesn't even have a graphical effect.
It has like the mini one.
It's just the same wave that a regular bomb shoots out.
Yeah, it's just a wave. Yeah. Yeah, Paul's doing good at this.
I'm doing alright.
But he's pretty good at shooters. Will Fryer was complimenting you.
This is sort of my kind of game. Do I have just one kind of game that I'm better at than everything else? I don't know. But it is the kind of game that I like. A lot of enemies. Yeah, there could be more visual variety. Like the screenshots that they show on Xbox.com show some different backgrounds, and I'm wondering if those are only for challenge mode or something.
I'm trying to remember. I don't recall. I know there's a couple levels that they make like dark, so like the enemies can't see
Yeah,
you and stuff, but it's not really like a visual flare. It's like the opposite
true.
almost.
Taking away visual interestingness.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dark Six. I do what I can, guys. But now that everyone's remarking on it, I'm gonna start dying. How it has to work. But you know, I really wasn't any good at Geometry Wars 3.
Yeah, you struggled with the bosses, I remember. I mean, the bosses are hard. Bosses are pain because you only get one.
Yeah, I just don't like that. I mean, it made me stop playing it. You know, often I can't finish games just because I have to move on for whatever reason. But with Geometry Wars 3, I just plain didn't want to go for it, so I get stuck and not feel like trying anymore.
Lazy.
Not laziness in this case, it's just not having fun.
I've played it twice. I played it on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita.
I'm glad you enjoy it more. I mean, it's not that I don't like the game at all, but
Yeah, I love
yeah.
that game.
Beat the level.
I've been playing on Epic. I've almost beat
On
it now.
Epic, sweet.
But it's a fun game. It's a huge game. Huge for a $10 game. I couldn't believe it.
How many hours have you put into it?
18
Whoa.
hours.
Big shit. Let's see if I've unlocked it. Oh, well, I need to change levels, don't I? Oh, I was gonna go turn the sound down, that's right.
Oh yeah, turn the sound down.
Good idea. I'm glad Adam reminded me.
Can you turn the sound down,
I
please?
guess I might as well. Let's see if that's enough. No, I'll turn it down more.
Actually, I don't. I mean, I have the stream on mute, so I don't
I know.
sound fine to me on Skype, but on I don't know what the stream sounds like.
Oh, that's pretty sweet, Little Fire. Little Fire's just mentioning a little Neverwinter
Oh.
Guild thing. Just a reminder, if you are in the Windows Central Neverwinter Guild as Little Fire and Yup84R, tomorrow morning we'll be doing our Guild Stronghold Heroic Encounters. Just a guild thing we all get together and do every Sunday morning.
Nice.
Yep, it's our only real guild day. If I had more free time, I would create more themed guild days, you know, where we do certain things like dungeons or whatever. The problem is my schedule isn't very regular, so I'm only willing to put aside one morning for that specific purpose. Safer that way. Kind of like how I only have one dedicated streaming day, and the other days I just kind of hope that I'll have a chance to do other streams.
Brian streamed for 6 hours yesterday.
Yeah, a bunch of...
And then Adam streamed all day today. Well, not all
I might
day,
keep
but
going
enough,
after this
yeah.
too, because I think I want to do it. I want to do the rest of Resident Evil 4.
well,
What's the rest of it? The Ada stream?
Yeah, the Ada
The
stuff.
Ada campaign?
remind me after the
Well,
stream.
there's Simon Ada, but then there's what's the other one called? There's another one.
Ada Sucks, I think is what it's called.
There's 2 campaigns in the RE4 after the main
Two
game?
little side ones.
Well, there's a Simon Ada, which is like kind of like this little mini game. It's less of a, and then there's something else. So I can't remember what it's called now. It's but it's like what Ada was doing. So it kind of intersects it when she, like, you know, in the cutscenes where she meets Leon, like it intersects in those parts. So it's kind of like what she's doing while the game's
Spoiler,
happening.
she was being a jerk.
Spoiler. Well, we already watched the her report, Ada's report, so
But just
we know
at
what
any
she's
given
up to.
time, she's being a jerk. She's a huge jerk.
Yeah, but she also helped Leon.
Be that as it may,
She gave him a rocket launcher, man. You don't give someone a rocket launcher if you don't
Resident
care
Evil
about
6 ruined Ada for me forever, and that's not going to change. She's just the worst.
it. Well, it's only because it's a bad
It
game.
also is a bad game, but they totally tanked her character in the same way that 5 for some people tanked Wesker. In
Yeah.
5, you know, they turned him into a giant monster for some reason. Like, that's what we've always wanted to see out of Wesker. play Resident Evil, I'm like, what? Why would we care about this?
Everyone cares about Resident Evil, Paul.
My bad. I really need more powerful shots. I feel like
Talk
my
crazy
shots
talk.
just aren't doing enough damage against these enemies. It's leading to me getting hit, which I don't like. Did I forget to equip a new perk maybe, Tyler? It's possible.
Are you alternating your freeze and your bombs?
Maybe I
Good.
could use that a little more. A little. Not too much.
Yeah, you should do
Right
that
now
all
I'm
the
trying
time.
to kill more scanner enemies, and they aren't spawning enough.
Yeah, this one's kind of a pain. They take forever to
Hey, I
spawn.
finished the wave, thank
So you just have to
goodness.
kind of survive.
Freaking goodness. Which ones had zombie skeletons, guys? Are
Oh my
asking?
God, Guys Are Funny is definitely from Europe. He called it Resi.
Oh, yeah, only Europeans do
I
that.
don't know. I don't know. Zombie skeletons? I can't.
Does he mean the Crimson Heads?
I mean, probably
them.
6. If there were skeletons,
He doesn't mean
Huh?
the Crimson guys from Remake, dude, does he? Probably not.
no. Skeletons. I mean, maybe 6 had skeletons. I can't remember. I blocked so much.
Yeah,
of 6 out of my head.
scars you.
that
You go in to Resident
Yeah.
Evil 6 and you come out a little bit different.
Aren't you like
Yeah.
dreading having to stream that game?
no, I could play that game in my sleep. I play it so.
Yeah, but
Tyler, I've never played a game that I hate so much.
that's just it. To dedicate more time to it when you have a finite amount of time to live.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
I need to get over 100 hours in Resident Evil 6. Then I'll feel good about my life.
Is that like, I don't know, a Catholic thing? Is it punishment for your sins or something?
Yeah, I'm atoning. I'm definitely atoning.
Say 10 Hail Marys and play Resident Evil 6 to completion.
A couple of my friends are streaming it. It looked nice on the PS4 version. I mean,
It
it's,
always looked good.
yeah, and
That wasn't it. Looking good wasn't its problem though.
it's fun. It's fun to do dumb games with, in co-op. I guess Adam's probably gonna stream a single player. That sounds pretty miserable.
Yes.
But I mean, co-op stuff is always at least kind of fun. You can laugh at the stupidity of it all and curse at the stupidity of it all
Yeah,
together.
some of the things that are wrong with Resident Evil 6, as I recall, and there's probably a lot more than I can remember. But for one, the story is the worst thing ever written as a story, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Yeah,
a disaster. It's on like Metal Gear Solid levels with that.
I can't imagine
Okay,
Metal
not gonna
Gear
listen
Solid
to that. This is-
story being
don't-
worse. I just can't imagine it.
I don't. Metal Gear Solid makes sense if you stop and think about it really, really
like,
hard.
It's goofy and it's inappropriate to have these dumb monologues and conversations about subjects that don't have anything to do with what's actually happening. That's the Metal Gear problem, right? But I mean, at least the person who
issue-
said those things wasn't an idiot. He's making you listen to his thoughts when he doesn't really need to be doing that. But at his core, he's an intelligent human being.
Like to me, at the biggest problem with the story in 6 is just uninteresting. Like it's just not interesting. And then but the big issues I have with 6 are just the game design, just the way the game is paced, the way it's the bosses are designed, like the endless stream of bosses that come back 3 or 4 or 5 times. For anything you're doing, like if you're making a movie, if you're making a game, for the highs to be high, you have to have lows. You have to come down from your explosions and your earthquakes and your helicopter crashes and your F-16 missiles and you have to come down for that stuff to be cool. And from the very beginning of Resident Evil 6, buildings are exploding, helicopters are crashing, missiles are going off, and it never, ever stops, except for a little bit of Leon's campaign, which is actually cool.
Yeah, he's right.
Like Leon's campaign is actually, there's some cool stuff in that. But other than that, like it's a real bummer, like for pacing. It's just
That is well said. Yes.
it's just a mess.
So besides the story,
I actually don't.
sorry, I was just gonna say the UI is bad. The UI is different for all 3 campaigns, and it's
Oh,
yeah,
and that's
it's
stupid
dumb.
too.
It's like, why do I have to learn a new UI and stuff? Just
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was
and
weird.
and there's QuickTime events, stupid QuickTime events that you'll fail and have to retry. I remember we had that issue when we played together.
Yeah,
Like,
and just
we're in a circular
like,
It is a lot
tube
of
or
quick
something, and we were
stuff.
being chased by a giant monster behind us, and we had to run and climb and do some dumb QuickTime events. So bad. QuickTime
Yeah.
events and Resident Evil just do not mix. They're the worst thing about any Resident Evil that has them. Like Umbrella Chronicles, the light gun shooter, really cool game, or at least it would be if not for the dumb QuickTime events.
Oh, do you need to go on?
Oh
to your
yeah,
other
after
game?
we beat this level,
Nice.
we're gonna switch games. I thought I'd finish the level, you guys. God.
I just looked and it was
Oh,
past 8.
well, we did start a little late.
It's true.
No, I thought maybe the audience was complaining or something.
Oh no, I just noticed. No one was whining. Besides me.
Tyler. But anyway, those three things, like Adam said, the pacing, I forgot about that, but yeah, that's certainly one of them. Pacing, story, UI, and QuickTime events.
Like mechanically, I actually don't mind the game. Like, you know, fighting zombies is actually kind of fun. Like, I like the mercenaries mode. I think mercenaries mode is fun in that game because the combat is fun. Like, I think the combat is pretty good. But there's just so many other problems with that game, and the game is like, the game is so
Yeah,
long.
it's way too long.
Like, it's so long. How long is it? Is it?
It's like 25
Is
to
it
30 hours, isn't it?
Is it? It's at least
Yeah, it
20
doesn't need-
hours.
Oh yeah,
At
it's
least.
longer. It's longer than 20. Like each
It's
campaign
exhausting.
is at least 7 or 8, right? 8. Oh yeah, it's huge. And part of that is how bombastic or
Yeah.
whatever the word is. But like what Adam's talking about, there's no breaks to relax.
Yeah, it needs more exploration and
at
things like
70,
that, not just so
70.
much fighting. So much craziness. But I mean, the story really is bad. I feel like the people who wrote the story are legitimately idiots. And I feel comfortable saying that. So, I mean, some people are just bad writers or whatever, but no, it's beyond that. It's a whole different level. It's a complete failure to understand character,
You know,
human
it's hard to-
motivations, science fiction, horror.
It's hard to even attribute. Yeah, it'd be hard to even attribute that game to like that game feels like a game of committee. Like it feels
Yeah,
like
it's a
so
total
many
committee
people had
game.
their hands in that game that it just became a mess. You know, it needed someone to, you know, to guide it, to be more, to have like a
Strong directorial vision.
you know,
Yeah,
like
direction.
a strong direction. It just felt like a game by committee. It felt like a game manufactured by a corporation that makes video games. Like it really did. Like there was no personality in that game. It was all just a bunch of you know, like just talking points or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it was just a list of things that they said, this has to be in the game, this has to be in the game, this has to be in the game, this has to be in the game. And it's
Did
a
I
kind of a
mention
mess.
it made Ada, who is already insufferable, an even worse character?
Yeah, I think that's how the whole conversation
Yeah.
started. He said that 6
But
made you
it
hate
needs to be said more.
And-
Because she's already, like, she's a jerk in anything she's in. She's nothing like a real person, so that's never good. But, I mean, they made her worse.
Can we talk about this game for a second? This game seems too
You
easy.
think? Ah! Not that
Yeah.
easy. I'm okay at this
It's
kind
not
of
But I
game.
mean, like,
I mean,
if it's a game with like any game like this, it needs to be challenging from almost the get-go. Like if it has a really slow ramp up, then it gets boring because you start to get good at it, and then you're 10, 15, 20 minutes before you get to the part where
The
where
ramp
you're
up is
challenged.
fine, and also,
You know what I
I'll
mean?
point out, it has a whole story mode plus that's like an even harder version of the same story. So like if you found the regular difficulty too easy, you got your story mode plus. Real quick, let's glance at what challenges
Yeah.
are. Endless challenge, stealth challenge, endless waves, always working in stealth mode as you try to acquire the highest score, limited time challenge, claustrophobia. Let's try the stealth one and see if it does anything different. Oh, no, one hit challenge. That's right up your alley, Mr. Difficulty.
Don't tell me what to do, Mace. All right, just don't tell me what to do.
Is that super meat?
I do what I want.
We'll get back to Bioshock if you don't like Resident Evil 6 discussion.
This does look like a different background, doesn't it? I think it's actually a different and cooler background. Oh, and I topped out with 350 points. Woo!
Nice.
Yeah, so that's challenge mode, though. No, I wasn't being serious. But anyway, it's got leaderboards. Let's see if any of my friends are on the leaderboard. Oh, well. I was 152 and I died about 5 seconds into it. So anyway, Tyler and I like Tachyon Project pretty well. Remember, we're the only two out of us three to have played it. And yeah, I like the level-based structure. The difficulty curve is better than Geometry Wars 3. It's not grindy, but it's relatively short, you said, Tyler?
Yeah. There's only 10 levels.
Sorry, we were already planning to change Games Dark 6. I just wanted to show what it looked like.
Yeah, it's been an hour, and he wants to stream another game.
So remember, if you're watching live, we are going to stream another game for about half an hour, and we still have another contest session during that, so please stick around for that. Thank you, Eclipse Games, for letting us stream Tachyon Project and give it out to our audience. Thank you, Adam and Tyler, for being great co-hosts.
Yo.
Thanks, Brian, for manning the contest. Everybody, remember, we're going to take a quick break for just a few minutes, and then we'll be right back. Please stick around. And whatever you do, don't hate. Appreciate.
See ya.
Yeah, bye-bye.
And remember, there's
Bye-bye.
more prizes.